Trump says he has earth-shattering news coming in the next couple days. And I'm also going to show you how the great divide is happening within cryptocurrency. There's the left, there's the right. And it's from a consciousness, spiritual, financial level. Religious people call it the rapture. Spiritual people call it the great awakening. Some people call it the great reset. But I'm going to show you, it's not that exciting, but I'm going to show you the logic on what is actually happening. The old regime is dying off metaphysically. The industrial era is phasing off. The greed era is phasing off. And now we're phasing into a new era of authenticity, connectivity, cooperation, and Bitcoin, XRP, cryptocurrency, distributed ledger technology is going to be the new foundation of the new system. You're going to see more changes than you've ever seen from 2025 to 2030. And again, we saw this coming in 2020, and we decided to invest very strategically in the new infrastructure, and it changed our lives. And so I'm here to just keep you calm, to keep you stoic, and I'm here to share with you why I'm celebrating this sideways action. Because on the back end of this year, crypto is going to explode. Okay. So we're going to watch a couple videos. I'm going to break down my perspective on what's happening in regards to the separation of consciousness. Okay. And I'm going to bring it back into financial to really help us understand what is happening. We're going to watch this first video with Christine Lagarde. She is the head of the European Central Bank. They asked her a question around Bitcoin, right? So this is really important. So you have Trump, who's bringing us into the new era of authenticity, right? It's a businessman who is the president, and we're moving from politicians running the country. Okay, both have self-interest. It's just a very different look. He's pro Bitcoin, pro private and public sector coming together, and his whole cabinet is all about innovation, and they're all heavy business owners in the tech sectors. Okay, some of them are going to be Bitcoin billionaires this year. Howard Lutnick. So I'm going to show you the clear separation. So this is the European Central Bank saying to a Bitcoin reserve. So why is Trump saying yes to a Bitcoin reserve? I would love to hear your comments down below. You're seeing an old system that can be manipulated, that is not good for the public, to a new system that's an even playing field.
On this matter that you referred to, and whether reserves of central bank should or could include Bitcoins, I think there is a view around the table of the Governing Council, and most likely the General Council as well, that reserves have to be liquid, that reserves have to be secure, that they have to be safe, that they should not be plagued by the suspicion of money laundering or other criminal activities. And as a result, I'm confident that reserves will not enter that Bitcoins will not enter the reserves of any of the central banks of the General Council.
Okay, so you got Christine Lagarde, you got Elizabeth Warren, Maxine Waters, all these people, they keep bringing up money laundering, but the head of the CIA, I showed you the video, is like, what are you talking about? Like, people are going to use cash. They use all modalities for money laundering, but why would you use Bitcoin for money laundering? It's pseudonymous. It's not anonymous. That would make no sense, right? It can be tracked. So what they're saying is, hey, we don't want you to be able to see what we're doing. That's my opinion. We want to be able to move money silently. We want to run the political game. We want to be paid on the sidelines. We don't want anything that's transparent. Okay. So another thing, breaking, the UK Treasury rules out national Bitcoin reserve, says following US lead, not appropriate for markets. So what you're seeing is a separation of the old system and the new system. And this is going to panic people. And I love it that it's panicking people, not in regards because I want people to feel panicked, is because we get this opportunity to buy. We were supposed to be in a full-on bull run right now. But now what you're seeing is the actual adoption of it. Okay. And the left is going to hold on, though I don't know if I would even want to call it the left. The left wants to hold on. The old regime wants to hold on to this old paradigm that is going to spiritually, mentally, and financially break off. Here in Arizona, where I live, the Arizona governor shoots down plans for state Bitcoin reserve. Go do your research. Are we Democrat or Republican in Arizona? Okay. Go watch this on CoinDesk. There was chaos at the American Innovation. This is where all the emotions kick in, right? You see people start getting angry, right? There's far left, there's far right. So chaos broke out. I'm not going to show you the whole video because it's just super annoying. At the American Innovation for Future of Digital Assets Roundtable, held by Joint House Committee, and they're literally just going off. This guy's going off about Trump. And then at the same time, there was a hearing, the Democratic hearing, to discuss Trump's crypto corruption and conflicts. If you want to feel nauseous for an hour and 52 minutes, there's the part right here. This guy, oh my gosh, it was like, where's it at? I want to show you guys this real quick. I'm not even gonna. It was so low vibration. I mean, this guy right here, right?
Sector and technology sector. The financial sector has always been guided by, thoughtful regulation, which that regulation has also come usually after.
I'm not even gonna. You guys go watch it. So there basically is a Democratic hearing around discussing Trump's corruption and conflicts of interest, and I'm like, how ironic is this happening right now? So do you see what I'm saying? The left is like sliding down the mountain. They're like, no, we don't want transparency. We want the fiat system that we can just print money into oblivion. We want an open checkbook. Okay. So let's get on to the light side. Okay. That's the darker side of things. The light side is you're starting to see this now. New Hampshire is bipartisan, right? They go back and forth. They are swing state bipartisan. They're a swing state, right? So New Hampshire becomes the first US state to pass strategic Bitcoin reserve into law. So you're going to see some states pass it, some states not pass it. Okay. Now we're going to see this separation within America. It's wild that's happening right now. Okay. This right here. So this is Secretary Bessent. Remember, we moved from Janet Yellen to Bessent, right? U.S. Treasury, Scott Bessent. We believe the digital assets belong in private sector, rejecting a potential Federal Reserve CBDC. Oh, this is what I want to show you. Sorry, that was a point of bringing this up. This gentleman right here in the Democratic one is talking about a CBDC. Okay. You got Bessent, who's like, no, we don't want a CBDC. Absolutely not.
Sir, we believe that digital assets belong in the private sector. And my personal view is that having a central bank digital currency is a sign of weakness, not strength, because really the reason, if there is a reserve, say a reserve manager or a foreign central bank holds US dollars, then there is a wide variety of US assets they can invest in. You would create a central bank digital currency just for ease of use because there are no good choices for underlying assets.
And so you're saying you would not be in favor of the Federal Reserve issuing such a currency?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is, I hope you're starting to see what I'm clearly seeing. There's an old regime dying off where they want control. They want a central bank digital currency. They want to control your money, but they don't want it on a blockchain to see our money, right? They want to have something that's controllable. They can shut off a mechanism. They don't want Bitcoin on the balance sheet. They don't want something we can track, that we can see what's going on, right? So what you're going to see is there's going to be some states that implement a Bitcoin strategic reserve. There's going to be some states that don't. Okay, it's almost like the marijuana rules, right? Some states are going to approve it federally. It's going to be this whole crazy couple years. Okay, but what's going to happen, guys? Let's take out Bitcoin. Let's just take out Bitcoin. What has to happen is you have to go into a new system in the bank. When I left the bank, we were still using, I think it's called DOS, DOS. We had these green screens where you transfer money back and forth into the black with the green screen on it. I think it's called SM44. We were still using that system in 2017. Okay. The system has to change. So I'm not a skeptic, I'm a speculator. So it was very big speculation from 2020 to 2022, but we did very well with that. Now our speculation is turning into actual adoption and regulation and adoption. So now speculation became a true viable asset. Okay, I'm going to show you this last video from President Trump right here. And this isn't in regards to crypto, but this is really big for our economy. We know that China, yesterday we saw Bitcoin shoot up to 97,000. I think there was a response to China saying they're ready to maybe work with America. And then President Trump said yesterday, for the next couple of days, I got to sneeze, we have a big announcement to make, not about trade, but something else. But it's going to be truly earth shattering and a positive development. Then I'm going to share with you what I think is going to happen. And I'm going to give you a month where I think this is going to start to turn around.
And those days are over. Those days are over. And, I said before in our meeting with the new and very talented Prime Minister of Canada that we have some very big announcement to make. It's not about trade. It's about something else, but it's going to be a truly earth-shattering and positive development for this country and for the people of this country. And that'll take place sometime within the next few days.
What do you guys think it is, man? I would love to hear your comments down below. Do you think Canada is going to be part of America, or do you think trade deals? So this is what I think is going to happen. It's almost like I know what's going to happen, right? There's a whole nother piece to this, right? We're in the age of Aquarius, spiritual. It's a massive transition happening right now. That's why I stay super calm through this. It's like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. We're in the violent process that you don't want to disrupt for the caterpillar. We have to go through this. You can't put old wine with new wine. You can't put old patches on new garments. So we have new wine, we have new garments. The old has to fall off. And it's a gross process, right? And what I believe is going to happen, we're still going to see this funkiness in May, a little bit in June, right? Then China will maybe come around. We'll see today if Jerome Powell lowers interest rates. I don't think he's going to lower interest rates today. Maybe he will in June, which will cause a really positive effect during the summertime. Then we're going to go into July. We'll probably start getting all the trade deals settled. And then we're going to go into August. And I believe we're just going to see a massive move up. I really do. And then August, September, October, November. And that's where we were very strategic from 2020 to 2021. We pulled profits off the top. We built our ecosystem. Okay. 4 things I focus on. Cash flow is king, not cash. Appreciation, protection, and leverage. So cash flow for me is I created cash flowing businesses with my profit from 2020 to 2021. Okay. I also have dividend ETF strategies that pay me. So I put my money into things that pay me monthly. Okay. Okay. That's the cash flow thing, but that's cash. It says 3% purchasing power. So why would I store it in the US dollar? So then I transmute any cash that I have into things that appreciate. Cryptocurrency. I'm a huge fan of cryptocurrency, right? That appreciate. When those things appreciate, I pull it off the top of the risk pyramid. I keep some in there, right, for legacy and leverage, which I'll share in a second. I pull from the risk pyramid. I stuff it into cash value life insurance because I have a legacy bank here with my insurance. It's protected, insured. Always have some insured money. So when the markets collapse, my money's insured. I can leverage tax-free, okay? And I'm earning money. I'm compounding every 7 years at 10%. Okay, so now I have my protection component. You should always have a protection component. And then I have the leverage, right? So within my appreciation from my cash flow, I'm buying Bitcoin every single day, XRP every single day. When it dips, okay, I buy more. So I have a Bitcoin bank that gets bigger every single day. And every single month when I pay my premiums, I have an insurance bank that gets bigger every single month. So every single day, my family becomes wealthier. Instead of going to Starbucks and doing all these things and eating out every single day, I transmute that money into Bitcoin and XRP. I divide every day. It comes out of my account, goes into my exchange. I buy a little bit every day. When the markets dip, okay, I buy a little bit more. When I get paid on Wednesday and Friday by my companies, the dividends of the cash flow that I created from my price appreciation from 2020 to 2021, the cash generating businesses, I either am putting it into something that appreciates, okay, putting it into something that creates cash, maybe a dividend ETF. When it pays me monthly, I de-risk back into Bitcoin and XRP. So let's go back over that. Number one, cash flow is king. I'm always working to create more cash flow. Okay. Today is Wednesday. So I have to, this morning, always happens every Wednesday morning, I'm going to buy a little bit more of my dividend ETF. Okay. For example, just this month, right now, a dividend, I just looked at one of my dividends. It's going to pay me, what is it? $4,900. $4,900 passively. Okay. That's one dividend. Another one paid me $700 last week. We have to learn how to multiply this money. But the key is when I get paid money, I transmute that back into something that appreciates, that's protected, or I can leverage. Okay. So I have my Bitcoin bank and my insurance bank. So just recently I did a Bitcoin loan to get 75% LTV. I bought my own insurance firm. Insurance firm is already 2 months into paying that back. In 10 months, that'll be 100% LTV. I used other people's money. I bought a cash generating asset. Then that'll go for legacy. So hopefully this makes sense. So I really want to bring this to you guys because that's how we stay calm is when we get this price appreciation, we're protecting it, we're growing it, we're compounding it. So this is the stuff we need to learn as financial literacy. We need to learn that we're in a debt-based society. We need to learn that when they lower interest rates, that's not good for you. And what the public does, they go buy more cars, houses. We need to create more cash flow. We should be putting our money into things that generate income. And we take that income and we secure it. And if we want to buy something, we buy an asset that'll pay for it. Okay. That's what the wealthy do. Okay. They didn't teach us to do that. It just takes some time. We just have to rewire our brain. We have to really get disciplined. We have to really get dedicated. Okay. So I love you guys. Let me see. I want to share this with you guys really quickly. Just want to keep you guys safe. So frustrating what's happening right now with scammers. Okay, this is my ecosystems here. Okay, so my social media platform, if you click the link, you'll see this right here. Okay, so you'll see the Warrior's Guide to Wealth. It's a free book. Everything I just explained, I break down my 5 pillars of wealth. We have a Revive retreat. We just have a couple tickets left for that. That's in September. We have the Coach JV Academy. It's an education academy, live calls, market calls, community calls. We have Q&A calls. You can get all the support you need. I have a live workshop where you can work live with me personally. We also have an insurance needs assessment. It's a free consultation with my insurance team, teaching about cash value life insurance, bank on yourself, infinity banking concept. I use the Rockefeller waterfall system. We have a whole team to help you understand how to insure your wealth. Okay. We have a free exit strategy on how to do an exit strategy. I'm the co-founder and creator of Merlin. I own all these companies. I have a men's program where I help men get their shit together. And I also have, if you click on my social media link, I have a men's event coming up in June. You'll see that. So it's half off for the next 2 weeks. I have my own clothing line. I have my own apparel line, and any media request right here. We do not proactively DM you. We do not invest people's crypto. QFS accounts are a scam. Be very, very careful out there. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.